Hey, this is Matt here, and I'm just checking in from my little bungalow that I'm renting here in Koh Phangan, Thailand. And today I was like reflecting. I was spending a little bit of time last couple of days, as a matter of fact, to get myself back into that space of when I was working in my corporate job and like how I was feeling, And one of the things that I remember feeling was the limitations, the limitations of being in that environment. Like I felt very limited in how much I can contribute. Like I felt like I couldn't contribute to the maximum of my capacity. And the other thing as well too is that I didn't feel like I wanted to, because the rewards would have been the same thing, like, and the acknowledgement would have been the same thing, where I wouldn't have been acknowledged as much as I would have if I didn't put any extra effort into it. And it was bothering me, like maybe you feel the same way in your environment, and maybe in your corporate company or the company that you work for right now. Like you feel like you're limited in how much you can contribute, and you might have sometimes ideas. I got a little dog over here that's with me here. Let me just show you here. Yeah, I got this little friend with me here. So that's not my dog, but that's the owner's dog, and so sometimes he comes and hang out. But that was one of the things. So like maybe like you feel the same way. Like maybe sometimes you have, like, let's say an idea. You feel like you got a very great idea that could solve a big problem in the company, or that could be a very useful way of approaching, let's say, maybe a sales strategy or something like that. But no one is listening. Sometimes you share them, but no one is really listening to it, and it's not being valued, right? Like that's a huge thing, and it was a huge thing for me because I felt like I had amazing ideas. Sometimes I would throw it out there, and it was just kind of like it would just go into deaf ears, or sometimes I didn't even bother saying it because I knew that they weren't going to be received anyway. So there wasn't any point, and so that was one of the things that bothered me very much. The other thing as well too that I felt very limited in as well too is like my own potential, my own growth. Like I felt like the more I grew, let's say, like there was a certain part in my journey where I was growing, let's say, with the knowledge of the company, or more knowledge in about the products in the industry that we were in, kind of thing. I was kind of interested in growing in that aspect, but I also realized that the more that I grew, the less as well too I was acknowledged or appreciated for. So again, being very limited in my growth, because again, I didn't see any point in growing in my own self, because I would have got the same acknowledgement, the same pay, the same outcome, and the same results. Like I guess the best thing that I could have got out of it was the next promotion, and I knew that the next promotion wasn't going to give me, what was it that I was looking for? And for me, what I was like looking for is limitless, like limitless potential, limitless in my contribution, limitless in my amount of creativity that I can add to it, limitless in the amount of money that I want to make as well too, because that was one of the things like I was always dreamed about when I was like growing up, is that like I just saw myself being financially free and abundant in my future. And I realized that the corporate environment, the corporate path, wasn't going to give me there. It was going to get me to maybe a certain level of financial success, but not to this financial success that I was looking for. And the financial success that I feel like I deserve. And I truly believe that, like, if you're watching this, like, you deserve to be financially free and financially abundant the way that you want, because what, I truly believe that we should all have that financial freedom, so that way we get to experience the life that we want, the life that we choose for ourselves, and we live limitless. And so that's why I'm these reflections are so meaningful for me. The other thing as well too is I mean, I mentioned the financial limitations. Like just that alone was a big thing for me as well too in the corporate environment, as I felt like I was always financially limited, because no matter how much I contributed, no matter how many hours I put in, no matter how much effort I've invested in, how much I would grow and increase my own personal value, it was always still limited. I would always still be limited by how much that job or that position would pay. And there was like, the financial, bonuses and things like that, like annual bonuses, part of that. But even then, those things were limited, and a lot of it was out of my own control. And so, again, very limited in that aspect. So the biggest thing that I gotta mention, and this is why I decided to become an entrepreneur, and especially become a digital entrepreneur, because you can like truly like scale your income, because you got a worldwide audience, and then you can really influence other people. The beauty of having like an online business is all of that is like all those limitations are removed. Like you literally have limitless possibilities in your life, limitless possibilities in your own personal growth, because when you building your own business, then your own personal growth is a direct reflection of your business's success, both as far as the contribution that you bring to the world, but also financially, right? Because the financial success is a direct result of how much value you bring to the marketplace, and how much help you're contributing. Like, how are you, like, what kind of solution you're bringing to the world, right? And that's how money is valued, right? So with the online business, you get limitless possibilities in your growth, which is a direct and then the financial as well too is a direct reflection of your growth. And then as well too, because it's a worldwide audience, you can influence a whole lot more people. Then again, your financial success is also limitless, because there's so much opportunity to be had in there. And especially when you learn the concepts of running your online business using tools and systems, you truly get to automate the process, therefore giving you that freedom, so that way you can scale your income and not having to spend more time into it, right? Because you're using the system to run your business 24/7. So that's the whole beauty of having an online business, and that's why I chose that, is because that way I can truly live limitless in my journey, limitless in my growth, limitless in how much creativity I can add to it, and also limitless in how much money I can make as well too. So if you're in that same area in your life as well too, where you're feeling like you're limited with what you can do, how much you can contribute, and how much money you can make, then consider having your own online business, because then that way that truly removes those limitations, put you in the position to be able to become the best version of yourself, right? And instead of being limited because of the environments that you're working in, because it's like, they basically only want you to be a certain way in a corporate environment. But when you're building a business and it's your business, then therefore, you truly want to, you're inspired to grow, you're inspired to evolve, because therefore you can contribute even more into your business. And then of course, increase the success, increase the value, increase, the impact that you have in the world. So that's all I want to share in this video. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you again in the next video. Cheers.